Hello, YouTube. Late here on a Thursday in the UK. Look, there's numerous reasons why we're doing this. The first of which is that I said I was going to do a monthly Q&A or AMA, whatever you want to call it, and then realize, whoops, I haven't done it this much, and August finishes in like a couple of days. And I thought to myself, we also said that we were going to try and do different times here on the old YouTube channel to see what works, what doesn't work, what the audience wanted, and I thought, screw it. I got about half an hour to spare before I head into bed. We'll do a Q&A, we'll do an AMA, we'll put it out there, and we'll say thank you to everybody who always comes and supports me on these things. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've never been here before. This is also like a bit of a cheap plug for my Patreon. Basically, join my Patreon at patreon.com/Simon0316, and there's a link right down there in the description. We do these once a week, and you can ask me whatever you want, as you can do it here today. And that's about it. That's how it's going to work. You can ask any questions. There's no right questions. There's no wrong questions. It's completely up to you. Obviously, the super chat as well. We should talk about the super chat. So below the chat over there's a little symbol, little dollar symbol. Anybody that asks anything in the super chat will 100% get answered. Or maybe you just want to say a statement. Maybe you just want to call me an asshole. Maybe you want to do anything like that, and you're more than allowed to do it. I think that's everything. I think that's all the groundwork, all the housekeeping. And yeah, we can see if this gets a good audience, if it gets a bad audience. I'm doing this one completely cold as well. Usually I put it here, I put it there, I put it on Twitter. I was like, I just want to see what kind of numbers we get if we do a random live AMA at 11:45 on a Friday night. But of course, it's 10:45 p.m. BST here, but it may be 6 in the morning for you. It may be 2 p.m. Who knows? 24 different time zones in the entire world. Hulk Hogan once said that he was able to go back in time or something, or he had a 28-hour day. And it's like, that's not really how it works, Hogan. Let's not worry about Hulk Hogan. Big T Stutz starts out with a super chat. Says, St. Anger, good or bad album? Well, I get a lot of flack for this. I've said this for a long time. I think Metallica's St. Anger album is a little bit ahead of its time. Now, I'm not saying that I enjoy Lars's tin pot drum thing. I'm not saying I enjoy that, but I do like it. I think the songs are too long. I think it needs a good edit. I'd put solos in there, but I also absolutely think that it's I think it's great. I think there's some great riffs in there. I think there's some really, really good riffs in there. And the acoustic version of All Within My Hands is the best thing to come out of that album from start to finish. If you haven't heard that, it's from, is it the Bridgeport sessions? It's not called that at all. They're these acoustic sessions that Metallica do for charity, and they do an acoustic version of Within My Hands. Oh, it's wonderful. Shout out to Chris Betts as well. Chris Betts has joined the channel. That's another way you can get access to my Q&As. If you join the channel, it's the same. It's $5. $5 is the same in my Patreon. And yeah, I'll just dump the link to the Q&A in the community feed on the YouTube channel, and that will be going up live tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. I think that's everything. I like to start with a Metallica question of all the thing. Hey, Simon, why did you quit the reactions? I thought they were fire. I haven't quit the reactions. The reactions are still going to go on. The problem with the reactions is sometimes they take a long time. So this week I have barely been at home, which sucks. Another reason why I'm doing a live stream to try and make up the content. But no, we are going to do... we're going to do all of NF's albums. That's a hard thing to say. Yeah, we're going to do all of NF albums. Start with the first one, work all the way through to The Search, which is already up there now. Yeah, you can keep an eye out for that soon. WDD in the super chat says, are you looking forward to the Heels TV show? I'm very intrigued about it. Obviously, that's Cody Rhodes and Stephen Amell. I like the idea of a wrestling TV show that's based on drama because there's so much politics and emotion in the world of wrestling. You'd have to imagine that well written by people that get it. Yeah, no, I think it will be good. I'll definitely watch it. It seems to me it's going to be a bit like The Rock's Ballers, but with wrestlers. I never watched Ballers. That was never really my thing. But yeah, I think that it will be good. At least I hope it will be good. I like Stephen Amell. I think Stephen Amell has a good... I don't know. There's just something about... I think he gets it. And he put so much into that match at All In, which is a year ago now, my word. I think he'll do the same with this. And I think he'll steer the ship right. And I think having Cody on board would help as well, because Cody, basically, anything he touches turns to gold. So, yeah, WDD. Looking forward to Heels. I don't know when it launches. Don't know if it's coming over here to England. Don't know whether it has to be a success in America first. Yeah, I don't have the answer to any of those questions. Someone just told me it's 9:50 a.m. in New Zealand. See, there you go. You could be starting your day, and you get to do a stupid video with me. Isn't that just what you wanted on Friday, I'm presuming? Maybe it's Thursday. I don't know. I don't know enough about about time zones. Chris Betts, well, joined the channel and doing the super chat. Appreciate it, Chris Betts. Simon, what rating out of 5 would you give the new Slipknot album? And is it better than the Subversives album? Quite possibly the best work they did. Oh, man, that's a hard one. What would I give it? I mean, I've only listened to it a few times. And I think when you go to review an album, you really do need to go through it a few times. Probably more than that. You know, you probably want to get into double figures. Because you never know about the longevity of an album. Like when I first heard it, I thought it was 5 out of 5, big riffs, different, diverse. But if I'm not listening to it in 2 months, you've got to say, right, is it actually as important as I thought it was? So right now, I would say it's not better than the Subversives album. That's only because I've had the Subversives album for years, and I still check out tracks from it. I think there are going to be a few tracks that stand the test of time, absolutely. So right now, given my experience towards it, I give it 4 out of 5. But it absolutely could turn into a banger, a 5 out of 5. In a year's time, I'm still going back to it going, oh man, this is great. But it's really, really good. I think it's their best album in a long time. I think it's really well tracked out. I think the track listing is awesome. And yeah, they're coming over to the UK next year. Probably not going to go into any shows. But it's just great to see that 20 years on, Slipknot are still smashing it. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? How does it feel holding a real wrestling championship? Yeah, it's Friday. It's crazy. So I saw someone wrote Friday underneath. It's crazy. Like, I understand, breaking kayfabe and going at it from the negative and the detrimental point of view of people that don't understand how wrestling works. It was just a fake title and someone said you could win it. But it's not about that. It's about the culmination of a journey. It's about the fact that somebody had the faith in you to say, oh yeah, Miller can win that. It's about the match itself. It's about the reaction. It's like, if you get a promotion at work, you feel good about it. And I kind of think that's what a wrestling title is in wrestling. It just goes to show that somebody had some belief in you and that you're becoming more experienced as a performer. So, yeah, that's how I see it. And it feels pretty good. It feels like a pat on the back. Like Barry Horowitz. And everyone likes being patted on the back. Tom Talks Rubbish in the super chat says, take over for Cardiff ups and downs. Probably not. So there's 3 massive wrestling shows, I'm sure most of you know, this weekend. We've got New Japan, AEW, and NXT. One of them has to suffer because they only have so many hours in the day. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be NXT TakeOver Cardiff just because the analytics show that people are more interested in All Elite and New Japan. So probably not, but I'll try and do maybe something at the end on one of the videos. But I don't think I'm going to get a chance to watch it this weekend. I've got to do All Out and I've got to do Royal Quest. So yeah, that's probably the one that's going to not get there. But hopefully you will forgive me that, given that you will have you'll have Royal Quest ups and downs on Saturday night, I presume, and you'll have All Out ups and downs at about 2 p.m. on Sunday. A lot of wrestling to watch. I just don't think I'd get it all in. I really, really don't. Not that I'm moaning. I have a very, very cool job, and I'm very gracious towards it and very humbled by my job. I always say this. If somebody had told me when I was 12 years old this was going to be my job, I would have done backflips, and I stand by that. Lanaya in the super chat, always supporting. To see it, Lanaya. Did you get to see anything of South Korea? Will we see a video diary of your trip there? Yes, that was meant to go up yesterday. Then I had editing problems, which have now carried on to today. So I'm going to try and tidy it up and sort tomorrow. It's just, for some reason, sending videos to Premiere is struggling. But yes, the vlog of South Korea will be going up tomorrow. That's Friday the 30th. Yeah, Friday the 30th. It's just me on a plane, me walking through the streets of South Korea, just before the match, after the match. Did some stuff during the match because I thought it would be fun. So we've got some of that. Yeah, that will be going up tomorrow. I didn't get to see much. I literally flew out on a Thursday, which meant time zones, the theme of the episodes. I landed on Friday about midday, and then I was back in my house on Sunday evening. They did offer me to go out there longer, but I want to try and balance all my wrestling stuff with all the other things I'm doing. So I said, no, I'll fly in and fly out. So I got to see a bit of South Korea, but no, not as much as I'd like. I did try some of the food, but I'll wait for the vlog to tell you about that. Too hot for me. That's all I'll say. Spaz Phoenix in the super chat. Check out his YouTube channel. Search for Spaz Phoenix. He has an idea. The Fiend is in the ring. When the lights drop, and he's face-to-face with Norma Finn Balor. Finn Balor calls for a Funhouse episode and the Demon beating down the kids show Bray, meaning or implying that Finn is in Bray's head. Hey, man, the more stuff they do like that, the better. It's all going to be about execution and what we actually see in the presentation. But if they want to start mucking around with the Firefly Funhouse version of Bray, and that's how feud starts, and because it's meant to be in Bray's head, or at least that's the theory, and that means that the Wyatt thing can go on. Amen. Amen to that. It's going to be different. And even if it doesn't work as we may want it to, at least it's not we opened Raw with a 25-minute promo. And I think that's important. I think it's important. So even if they do fall down, they're trying to be different. Like I said, I'm repeating myself, but I think sometimes we're a bit harsh on WWE. They'll try something, it will suck, and we'll go, oh, rubbish. But if it keeps happening, yeah, of course, it means their execution is terrible. But I'm all right for that. As long as we protect Bray Wyatt as much as possible. There's a video going up on What Culture Wrestling tomorrow. Subscribe if you haven't, where we talk about that. And yeah, I think we're in a precious position with Bray, and we should respect it as much as possible. Nick C in the super chat: have you seen the new Star Wars Episode 9 trailer? If not, would you do a reaction? Also, are you getting Gears 5 at launch? We should do a team up. Right, so I haven't seen the new Star Wars trailer or the Joker trailer because I was going to do reactions. Unfortunately, no, go away. What the hell is this? No, go away. It wants to restart. Don't restart. Oh, man, please don't do it. Please don't do it. No, don't do it. Do it then. Yeah. Go away, Windows. Son of a gun. Yeah, I wanted to react to them, but now I'm like, am I too late? But I think I'm just going to do both of them tomorrow anyway. They do 100 views, they're 100 views. So I think tomorrow morning, I'll drop the Star Wars reaction. In the afternoon, I'll drop the Joker one. And again, it's after the fact, but who cares, right? So no, I'll do it tomorrow. In terms of Gears 5, I don't know. I do have some cool news about Gears 5, which I can't share till next week, but I'll share it then. But yeah, if I get time to play, I don't know how much I'm going to play this year, but I'll team up. I love Gears. Love a bit of Wingman. Best multiplayer thing ever. Tom Talks Rabbits in the super chat. I forgot my girlfriend's birthday. What do I do? Tom, you're working fast, because last time we talked about this, you were writing love letters. So you've cracked that down. Look, if you forget your girlfriend's birthday, you should just be honest, because nobody wants to be lied to. They're already going to be upset. So be honest with her, explain why you forgot. I'm sure it wasn't a malicious reason, and then say, how can I make it up to you? Take her out for a meal, buy her a nice present, make sure you never forget again. I mean, that's 12 months. You've got to keep it in your head. But no, that's the best thing to do. Be honest. It happens. We all forget things. I'm sure if you explain in the right way, everything will be okay. Sam York, have you seen the new Joker trailer from yesterday? Well, Sam, as we just said, I haven't, because I was going to save them to do reactions. And well, I just didn't get around to it because life sometimes gets in the way, but I think we're going to drop them tomorrow. I think we'll drop them. I'll drop them both tomorrow. Balti Games for Life says, can you name 5 American football players? In the super chat, I should say. Remember, if you just joined and you want to ask a question, you can, and I'll read as many as I can. But of course, if you do the super chat, you know how it works. It comes up in a big bright color. I will 100% answer your question. I mean, I should be able to, but now you put me on the spot. I mean, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Tom Brady, Gronk. And, oh man, come on, Miller. You know more than this. Now Colin Kaepernick is the only person that comes to my head, but technically he's not even a football player right now because nobody will let him play. But still, that's 5. I mean, the problem is I fell out of football, not out of love with it. I just didn't get around to watching it around about 5 years ago now. And I always watch the Super Bowl, but that means I'm not up on my players. I said I was going to get back into it this season. That's my plan. So I'll do my best just for you, Balti Games for Life. I want to get back into it properly. Chronically Mags in the super chat says, well, that's just nice. No question, just thanks for being you, with a little purple heart emoji. Well, thank you, Chronically Mags, and thank you for supporting me and saying nice words. It's so difficult to react to that kind of stuff because it still blows my brain. It still blows my brain that somebody would just say that. I mean, that's very, very kind. We've come a long way. I'll say that much. Chris Betts in the super chat says, who out of Orange Cassidy, Grado, or Joey Ryan would you rather face, or would you be in a 4-way? Well, I'd rather always be in a 4-way because then you're getting the benefit of all of those guys. I think right now, Orange Cassidy would probably be number 1 because I feel like he's the kind of new face of the indie scene. So I'm looking at it from a marketing point of view. I think we could have some fun, and I think it would do well after the fact. So I think it would serve my career well. Number 2 would be Joey Ryan, because who doesn't want to take the dick suplex? And number 3 would be Grado. No real reason. Just the other 2 right now seem to be making more of a splash. But those 3 guys are brilliant. I mean, look at the scenario and the situation they've made for themselves. Smashing it on the independent scene, or you could argue that Orange Cassidy's just signed. But people know who they are. They've got gimmicks. They make money. They're wrestlers 24/7. They're all inspirations as far as I'm concerned. Fair play to all of them. Noah Lehman in Super Chat. Did you listen to The Signal Fire by Killswitch? I don't think I did. Signal Fire by Killswitch. No, but I can write it down and I can listen to it. All right, Signal Fire by... It's not Killswitch Engage, is it? It's a different band. There may be a different band. Maybe that's why they're called Killswitch Engage. Killswitch Engage is still one of the best names for a band ever. Killswitch Engage. Flipping brilliant. Mean Durfee says, hope you had a good day, man. I love my community. Aren't they just nice? I did have a good day. I popped into London this morning to see a good friend of mine because he's over from Japan, and obviously I don't get to see him that much. It's been 2 years since I last saw him. Then I worked on some Y videos, worked on some podcasts. I did a live video on here earlier too. Worked on some other secret things I can't talk about. That was about it. Iced my shoulder because it hurts from wrestling last night. Again, shout out to Rob Lynch as well. Rob Lynch and IPW UK treated me like an absolute treat last night at the IPW show. What a nice bunch of dudes. Great roster, great fans. If you came, thanks so much for coming. I love the "he's got Y" written on his ass chant because I have Y written on the back of my gear. Somebody once said to me, "Miller, you're not going to use that Y gimmick in wrestling, are you?" I was like, "Of course I am." Well, it's not very serious. I'm like, have you met me? Have you met me? The least serious person on the planet. Hi, Simon. Have you seen Kevin Conroy is going to play a live-action Bruce Wayne in the next Arrow crossover? No, I haven't seen that. I'm intrigued. I'm so used to Kevin Conroy just being the voice. I don't know how he's going to... I don't know how I feel actually seeing him stood there. Oh, interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. But more fair play to him. What a career he's had. For many people, he's their best Batman. And I wouldn't necessarily agree with it, but I wouldn't argue it either. I think there's a debate to be had. Balti Games for Life in the Super Chat. Would you rather take a splash from Joe or Kevin Owens? I mean, that's like saying, do you want to take a punch or a slap? I mean, there's no wrong or right answer. I mean, I'd rather take one from Joe, I think. Just because, again, there's no real answer because... I was going to say because then I'd be in the ring with Samoa Joe, but then alternatively I'd be in the ring with Kevin Owens, which would equally be as good. I'll go with Joe for no reason other than that I was watching him before I was watching Kevin Owens. So maybe that ties in. That ties in a little bit. Is there any chance you will wrestle in the United States? I mean, it's on my list of things to do. As you can imagine, it's quite hard to get booked overseas because you come with travel expenses. But if an American promotion wants me and I'm free, I'll be there. I'd love that. That would make my life. Noah Lehman in the Super Chat says, Killswitch Engage, it's both Howard and Jesse together. Okay, it's on my list. It's on my list, Noah. I will listen to it. Maybe I'll do a reaction to it. I don't know. But I like Killswitch Engage. I like their last song they did. Maybe it's that one and I've forgotten the name of it. I can't remember. In fact, let me look it up. Let me look it up now in case. Where was your previous one? There is Signal Fire. Signal Fire. Signal Fire. I bet it doesn't go like that. Oh, damn you. Damn you, Google. No, I don't. Oh, anyway, we'll go the long way around. Get rid of that. No, I haven't heard this because I don't recognize the video. All right, we'll do that at some point. It's brand new. Maybe we'll react to that. Maybe we'll react to it. Michael Jensen in the Super Chat says, thoughts on Enzo and Cass rumors back to NXT? Well, apparently it's been debunked already. We did a whole podcast about it. It's weird. Dave Meltzer reported it, and then Dave Meltzer went, oh, no, it's not happening. I mean, I was never big Enzo and Cass fans. They were never my team. We explained it earlier. Sometimes you just don't vibe with certain people because it's an instinctual business. Look, if they came back to NXT and their draws and everything is forgiven, then hell yeah, man. I'm never going to say I don't think anyone wants to get a job. And they were a great tag team, but I'm not fussed either way. If they come back, I think it makes NXT a bit more interesting or intriguing, I should say. If they don't, it makes no difference to me. Again, they were just never my team. They were just never my team. Andrew Westergaard says, ups and downs. Sorry, the Super Chat, hand on heart. Ups and downs for All Elite weekly wrestling show. Of course, we've been through all of this at What Culture now. It's all done. So, yeah, come October September 31st? What's the Raw? What's the Raw in October? It is September 30th, sorry. So, the week September 30th, this is the new schedule. 1st of August, what am I doing? 1st of October, ups and downs for Raw, as you know. 3rd, which is the Thursday of October, ups and downs for AEW. And then on a Saturday, thanks a lot, WWE, Saturday, 5th of October, ups and downs for SmackDown on Fox. And that will be it. That will be the weekly thing. It's all locked in. I want to do them all because I'm very precious about ups and downs these days. I didn't start the show, obviously. Jack the Jobber was doing that at first, but now I do feel it's like my baby, as sad as that may be, and I don't want to give it up. I want to make it better, and I want to blow it up, and I want it to make it this incredible thing. So, yeah, in that week, and then that's what we'll do. I'd imagine there'll be some Saturdays I can't do just because that's how the weekend works, but even then it's going to be slight because I want to try and do as best I can. So, yeah, that will be the new That would be the new schedule. Will you be my uncle? Somebody asked. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I mean, there are legal things that we can do, but I think I would have to be your brother's. No, well, your uncle. Your uncle is your dad's brother. Yeah, of course it is. I have to be your dad. Why did I take so long to work that out? I'd have to be your dad's brother. Right now, I'm not your dad's brother, so legally and logically, I can't. But never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. Also, hello to everyone that's joined. Thank you very much. Basically, what we're doing here, again, you know what Q&A is, you know what an AMA is, but I wanted to try it out. I was like, if we do really late, because it's like 11 o'clock over here, PM, and I was like, if we do really late shows, maybe more people will watch, maybe they won't. I don't know. You can ask a question. I'll answer it if I can. Or if you 100% want your question asked, drop it in the super chat, a little $ beneath the box under there, and you can say and ask whatever. I'll ask whatever you want. Anything in super chat, I will 100% answer. That's the rules. Any advice for newcomers to wrestling? My advice is always crap. Because all I say to people is just have fun. And they go, well, that didn't help. I'm like, yes, but that's got to be number one. If you're not having fun, then it's a waste of time. So have fun. Enjoy yourself. Don't put yourself through it if it's not for you. Like some people feel the need just to do it just because. Don't worry, you can quit. Just because you quit something doesn't make you a quitter. It just means you tried it and realized, I'm not getting anything out of this. You've got to get something out of it. Now, don't quit on the first day. Give it a few weeks to see if it beds in. It took me about 6 weeks before I kind of went, oh, man, I get it. But yeah, that's what I'd always say to people. Enjoy it on that level. Mean Durfee says, in Super Chat, hand on heart, what's your take on keeping kayfabe at meet and greets? Well, so far, I've never done it. Like, it depends on the scenario and the situation, but given the wrestling world in 2019, I think that would be insulting if there was some kayfabe there. You're like, Miller, I know you're just acting. But it depends. Like I saw Lacey Evans doing a WWE meet and greet the other day, and she was in character. I thought it was great. I thought it added to the experience. But no. So far, I've just been me, Simon Miller, from the YouTube channel known as What Culture. And I'll continue to do that until something else makes more sense. Balti Games for Life in the Super Chat says, Riverside Company 2019 YouTube. It would mean a ton if you could take 15 minutes one of these days and give it a watch. It's called Show Choir. Enjoy. All right, let me write that in right now because I'll lose you in the Riverside Company 2019. Oh, it's gone. Show Choir. Show Choir. Show Choir. All right, that must be this thing here. Let me click it. That's not a video. I'll find it. I'll watch this, my friend. Absolutely. Oh, there it is. I've got it. All right, I'll watch it. Done. Uploaded January 2019. I'm going to assume you mean that one. Let me know otherwise. Where are we going? Tom Talks Robinson Super Chat. What do you get for being a channel member? Well, being a channel member costs $5 on my Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. Link in the bio below. Cheap plug. There's $5 to join my Q&As. That's basically what everybody else was doing at the time. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. And yeah, so I'll make sure I dump a link to the Q&A in there when it's going to go live, and you can watch it live or you can watch it in the archive. And we just do this. And because of the same price, I thought, well, I may as well offer it across both things. So yeah, simple as that. Chris Betts in the Super Chat. Very supportive, Chris. I massively appreciate it. Thank you. Who is the wrestler you saw who got you into wrestling? And who is the one person you don't particularly like but admire, respect in the industry? Who would be the one old wrestler you would have loved to have faced apart from Repo Man? So the person that I saw to get me into wrestling was Bret Hart. I can't explain why. I was flicking through the TV channels on Sky because my dad had got Sky, and at that age, you're like, why are there so many channels when you're so used to just having 4? And I saw this guy in pink and black tights, or a leotard, whatever you want to call it. And I think he was putting, probably wasn't a sharpshooter. In my head, it was a sharpshooter. I don't think it was. And I was just captivated by it. I can't explain why. The fact that he was wearing pink and black spoke to me on some level, because that's an interesting color combination. He had cool black hair, and he wore the sunglasses, and that was it. I was hooked. And then I learned what this thing was. I kept watching it. Then Austin blew up, and that was it for me, because, again, I was just a really young kid, and here was this guy breaking all the rules and getting away with it. So it was those two, which is ironic, right? Because Bret Hart helped make Steve Austin, and that WrestleMania 13 match is one of my favorites. But yeah, it's absolutely Bret Hart that got me into it, and Steve Austin that cemented my love. I'm trying to think of a person I like and admire but don't really like. A person who don't particularly like. It depends how you define don't particularly like. Because Jeff Hardy would be someone that I never vibed with when I was younger, and everybody loved Jeff Hardy, but I was always more of a Matt Hardy guy. But I didn't dislike Jeff. I just didn't have the like that I had as some other people had. Like, he was a superstar, as he should have been. But I massively admired and respected him because, again, the way he captivated the crowd, his daredevil nature, he just had something. You know, he had that tangible quality, as they say. So, but again, it's just I don't particularly like. That's from a fan's point of view. I don't think there's any wrestler I actually think, oh, you're a piece of crap. But I admire and respect them because I don't really know them. So that would be the best one I can come up for that. And in terms of the old wrestler I would love to have faced, well, it would be this three, right? It'd be Bret Hart for the reasons you would have figured out, Stone Cold for the same, and the other one, I know internet go crazy, would be Triple H, because that dude inspired me to go to the gym. Because I'd look at him and I'd be like, this is like a superhero. It looks like He-Man. And I loved He-Man as a kid. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be working out. And working out is one of my favorite things, if not me, the favorite thing in the world. So, you know, to stand, especially because he is a legend, regardless what anybody wants to say. If I was looking across the ring and I saw Triple H, I would say to myself, Simon, you've done something right. I don't know what, but you've done something right. Michael Jensen in the super chat says, is Inspector Simon cross industry or just WWE? No, Inspector Simon is there to sort stuff out. Right now, he's just investigating Roman Reigns. But if another investigation comes up, we'll do that as well. That is so dumb how that started, isn't it? These ideas pop into my head and I'm like, I'll do it. Who cares? And some people call me an idiot and some people like it. I love it. I love all those skits. Flynn _ says in super chat, what do you think of the Sidemen? Do you watch them? I think the Sidemen are incredible. They have created an empire on YouTube that makes so much money and has such a big fan base. I think they're amazing. I don't really massively watch them, no. I catch a few of their videos. I'm certainly not like a day-to-day fan. But yeah, anyone that has been able to take this crazy thing called YouTube and monopolize it to that kind of degree, I got nothing but respect for. Nothing but respect. Absolutely nothing but respect. I think it's amazing what they've been able to do. And you don't have to like them, but I certainly do respect them. There you go. Going back to that question. Chris Bretts also follows up his question for me, Simon, it was Kane. Seeing him rip that cell door off. Yep, that was a massive thing to me. And Benoit, I didn't like Stone Cold the wrestler, but respected what he did and the person he was. Interesting. Well, a lot of people say about Stone Cold because they say punch, kick, but that's why I liked him. He was a brawler. He beat people up. I thought it was cool. I don't drink, but for those that do you think one could make a drinking game every time they say the word opportunity on WWE? I don't think you get that drunk. Maybe you would. I'll keep an eye out for it. When is your next fight? This Sunday at the Bedford in Balham for EWE. And then the one after that is... I'm going to Sheffield. Oh, that's a big one. I'm going to Sheffield on the 7th of September to do Breed Wrestling. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm in the Breed Invitational Tournament. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. I look forward to that. How do you think Brock Lesnar versus John Jones would go? I think John Jones would kick his ass. I mean, going back to people you don't like but you respect, I don't like John Jones just because it's hard to with all the controversy. But hell, you can't not admire his MMA skills. Probably the best ever, or one of the best ever, or in the conversation. And I love Brock Lesnar. I really, really do. I think he's underrated. I think he's one of the greatest professional wrestlers. I think his selling is phenomenal. But I think given his age and just how good John Jones is, I don't see Brock Lesnar winning the fight. That would be my my guess. What are my predictions for Arsenal-Tottenham this weekend? Well, you know, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I got to go with Arsenal. I think it's not a bad time to play them. Tottenham aren't lighting the world on fire. They're having a few struggles. So, yeah, I think Arsenal can do it, but you just never know. Both those teams are unpredictable, I would say. But yeah, I'll always go Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan, so, you know, I go with it. And before everyone goes nuts in the comments, I watch football the same way that I watch wrestling. I care about it, but I'm never going to go crazy about it because it's just not worth it. I want to enjoy my life. Tom Talks Rubbish in the super chat. Again, please do throw in a super chat if you 100% want your question answered. The first guy I saw was Edge when he went through a flaming table. Well, surely you see that and you go, man, I'm going to love Edge forever. There was a moment. And fair play to Mick Foley for doing all that stuff. I liked Edge. Edge grew on me throughout the years. At first I didn't get him, and by the end I was like, this guy's awesome. I loved Edge. Nathan, channel member, says, hey, Simon, congrats on the title win. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that very much. How many different promotions have you wrestled for? Oh, man. So there's Defiant. There's New Force Wrestling. There's Fight Star Pro. There's EWE. There's Kapow. There's Pro Wrestling Society. There's IPW. That's all. Discovery. That's what I got at the top of my head. But again, I will wrestle for anyone. If I'm free and I can do it, I'll absolutely be there. Are you still in touch with Adam Pacitti? How is he doing? Yep, I wished him happy birthday the other day because it was his birthday. He's doing well. Nothing but love for Adam Pacitti. Always been a good guy to me. I'm a big fan of his. I still can't believe he did that video when he said you love it 100,000 times or whatever it was. I mean, absolutely, absolutely baffling. But that's what he does. He's dedicated to the cause. So yeah, absolutely. He's awesome. When was the moment kayfabe was broken for you? Montreal, blah, blah, blah. Because I didn't understand it as a kid. I didn't understand that Bret Hart was going to WCW. And I went out of my way to try and figure out what was going on. And then I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I think by that age, I'm still quite old. I kind of knew what the deal was. But when that happened, like you said, when it was actually broken, is when I was like, okay, this is all my suspicions have been confirmed. Although my dad did tell me as well. He basically went, Christmas isn't real and neither is wrestling. I was like, screw Christmas, Dad. Wrestling's not real? What a conversation you have to have with you think. How do you think George St. Pierre versus Khabib would go? I mean, look, you never bet against GSP because, again, one of the best ever. But Khabib is a monster. Like, Khabib in that build-up to the Conor fight, I was like, he's going to win. It's stone cold, the irony. I don't think in 2019 I'd ever bet against Khabib, ever, against anyone. Even Brock Lesnar. That's not true. That's a joke. But yeah, he's just, he's crazy. Kayfabe News. Everybody ask him about it. Yeah, Kayfabe News. I should say this actually right now. I mean, when we're done here, or now, if you can open a couple of windows, search for Kayfabe News in the search on YouTube and subscribe and watch the videos. I'm sure you know about the Kayfabe News website. Just doing some videos where we read out his scripts and we do it in a news form. We keep it deadly serious. It's a joy. It's an absolute joy. I love doing stuff like that. I mean, I was doing that kind of stuff years ago. So for it to come full circle is brilliant. But yeah, please do subscribe to Kayfabe News. That would make my day. So yes, thank you very much. Where else? Can we duo in Fortnite? No way. I don't want to play Fortnite ever again. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry about it. I'm done. I'm done with Fortnite. Absolutely crazy. Predictions for North London Derby. We've done that. What was your first wrestling bump like? It's just nuts. So the first bump most people take is they put you in the ring, they bend you over, and they say, throw yourself to the floor. And you usually wind yourself. But yeah, you're just like, I can't believe that's what we're going... I can't believe that's what this entails. Like, I can't believe this was even a thing. I can't believe someone hasn't said we should stop doing this. It just hurts. But then after a while, the bumps don't hurt. And instead, the bumps make you feel amazing. Wrestling is so weird. How good was Foley tweeting about Kayfabe News, says Nathan, channel member? Oh, man, it's nuts. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think, I won't say his name, I don't know if he likes it, but the Kayfabe News guy, I think he's good friends with Foley. So I think they had a chat about it, and yeah, Mick Foley tweeted out that he enjoyed Kayfabe News, which meant that Mick Foley had watched me in a wig doing Kayfabe News. That's not a bad day. That's a good day right there. Absolutely hilarious. Is there any chance for NXT ups and downs since it's AEW's competition? I don't know what we're going to do week to week with NXT UK, normal NXT on TV. I don't know what the plan is. I don't think I'd have time. I think somebody else would have to do it, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Do you still keep in touch with the Cultaholic Lags? Absolutely, they're good. Have you seen Keith Lee versus Donovan and Dijak? I have. Keith Lee, I've liked Keith Lee now for about 2 years. I know he's been around longer than that, but that's when I saw him. I thought he was badass. Apparently, a new Kanye album is dropping 27th of September. I saw that. Kim Kardashian tweeted it out. Are you going to react to it? Absolutely. AJ Street, or AJST in the super chat. Thank you, AJ, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hey, Simon, congrats on winning your first championship. Thank you, man. Also, I'm really digging the Kayfabe News stuff. Much love, heart emoji. That means a lot to me, AJ, so thank you very much. Again, it's nice to do something different, and the fact that people are really enjoying it is a wonderful thing, because I am my own biggest critic, as I imagine a lot of us are. So to know that people are liking it, flipping brilliant. So thank you very much. Does this mean a WWE job could happen at some point? I mean, I don't know what the future holds. Again, if you had told me I'd be sat here on the 29th of August doing a Q&A and people would actually be interested, I'd be like, that's not going to happen. So you just don't know. Love Kayfabe News. Is it Simon writing those hilarious articles? No. It's the Kayfabe News guy. They're actual Kayfabe News articles. I just perform them. Hopefully he'll give me an opportunity to write one soon. I'd like it, but there's no rush. He does a great job. He doesn't need that at all. I just like the opportunity. But no, that's all him. Best footballer I've ever seen live. Dennis Bergkamp, I guess, in terms of pure skill. Yeah, Dennis Bergkamp. Cody Brono in the super chat. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate the support. Best 2010s WWE match. Been a fan for years. Thanks. You're welcome. Do you mean like from 2010 to 2000 like in the 2010s? Oof, that's a question. Best 20. I'll assume you do mean the decade. If I'm wrong, just drop it in there. I mean, the one that comes straight to mind is John Cena versus. There's a few. John Cena versus Punk 2011 Money in the Bank because the story was brilliant. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam. I get them confused, but both Brock Lesnar and CM Punk and Brock Lesnar John Cena in those subsequent SummerSlam matches, they're among my favorites. I watch them all the time. I think they're awesome. And people get mad at me, but probably Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. You don't know how much I love that match. I love that match. Philly Flexer in the super chat says, Taco Bell, yay or no? Yes, damn right. I love Taco Bell. I love Mexican food. And I know Taco Bell is like cheap Mexican food, but it's still great. We just don't have that many over here, which sucks. If only we did, I'd have more. We have a few here and there. London has a few, but there's nowhere near me. But I don't really eat fast food a lot. But when I do, if I could go to Taco Bell or pizza, oh man, tick that off. Tick that off. Absolutely awesome. Hey, Simon, want to be my dad? Again, the logistics don't really work, but hey, I will be. I'm everyone's dad. So that would be the thing. Big fan of yours, Simon. Thank you, man. Who do you think could be the next biggest star in WWE, NXT, and AEW? I mean, next biggest star in WWE, I think Buddy Murphy. I think we could all agree right now. NXT would be Keith Lee. I think we can push him. And in AEW, it seems like Jungle Boy is on the horizon, but I think MJF is also in that category. I'd be excited about all of them. Simon, can you do a moonsault? I've never tried to do a moonsault, so I don't know. I'd like to think that I can, but there is no answer to this because right now I can't. No. Right now I haven't, but it doesn't mean I can't. Daniel Holmes in the super chat says, hey, Simon, keep up the good work and keep it real. Thanks, Daniel. Same to you, and thanks for being a nice guy. Thanks for supporting the show. As I always say, any money I earn from this goes right back into it, be it buying equipment or freeing up my time to do it to begin with. So that's very, very kind. Thank you very much. Thoughts on KFC? I love KFC. Who doesn't like KFC? I love Pizza Hut. I love KFC. I love it all. I'm a secret fat boy. Gordon Bell in the super chat just threw some money in there. Thanks, Gordon, man. That's really kind of you. That's really nice. Hey, Simon, how about a match with John Moxley? I'm not going to say no to that. Who knows? Who knows? That would be awesome. Hey, man, don't mean to spam, but I just love your advice. I have this big exam year ahead that will determine what college I can get into. Any advice on how to keep a level head 3 days in the year? I think the fact that you've just mentioned it, dude, is all you've got. Just take it one day at a time. Don't overthink it. Like, even if you did fail all your exams, which you're not going to, you'd find a way to make it right. There's always a path as long as you work hard enough and believe. But, you know, in that sense, make sure you put in the work. Put in the work, put in the effort, put in the revision, put in all the things that you know you have to do, and you'll be a success on the other side. 9 times out of 10, that is how the world works. And believe in yourself too. Have confidence. There's no reason you can't do it. Absolutely no reason. And if anyone tells you that there is a reason, they're wrong and they're lying. Matthew Bailey in the super chat says, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? Dude, I've never had either. We don't have that. We don't have that in the UK, but I'd love to try both. I'd love to try all the restaurants like that. I'd be so happy. I want to go to Popeyes. This looks awesome. Nathan Ormsby says, will you be watching Mr. O in the super chat? What's Mr. O? Nathan, drop me another message. You don't have to do super chat, and I don't know what Mr. O is. I probably should, but I just need some direction. Chris Betts, big supporter tonight. Thanks so much. Oh, is my battery about to die? How's that going to happen? Hang on, I'll plug it in. Or will I? Where the hell is the plug? Oh, it's there. It's hidden away. That's weird. I charged that earlier. Oh, well. You probably can't even hear me right now. I'm a distance away. Oh, man. That's gone bad. Right, Chris Betts has been a big supporter tonight. Thank you very much, Chris. Have you ever worked with James Dixon whilst at What Culture? Yes, I have. I never know what to call him. Good dude. Good dude all round is James Dixon / what I call him, but I don't want to screw him over, so I won't say it. Yeah, I have. Not at What Culture necessarily. I work with him more at Defiant, but yeah, good guy. Good guy. Great advice. Straight shooter. Tells you the truth. He's direct. Nah, 2 thumbs up for him. Yeah, he's done a lot for me, and I appreciate it. Matthew Shaw in the super chat says, no question, just want to say thank you for giving me the confidence to shave my hair off as it's getting very thin and I was too scared to do it before. Also, thanks for being a great guy. Dude, that's amazing. And the reason that's amazing to me is because when I was in my my late 20s, I was terrified of shaving my hair off. And eventually I did it. So to think that I gave you confidence to do yours makes me feel awesome. Thank you, man. That embrace it, dude. Bald brothers for life. We'll be fine. We can do this. You're very, very welcome, Matthew. You've made my evening. So you've done something for me as well. I appreciate it. Where am I gone? Nathan Orsby, Mr. Olympia. Oh, absolutely. I watch Mr. Olympia every year. Every year. See what Big Ramy does. See if Phil Heath comes back. See if Kai Green goes crazy again. Oh, yeah. I love Mr. Olympia. I think it's awesome. I love those guys. Christopher Taylor in the super chat. Another question. What do you think could be big if who do you think WWE basically who do I think my word tired who do I think in could be the question is who could be big in WWE if they gave him a chance, but clearly I'm about to collapse on the floor. Big E, ironically, with the way you worded that question, I think he could absolutely be huge. I think somebody like Buddy Murphy could, Ali could. Who else doesn't get utilized in the right way? Finn Balor could be bigger than he is. They'd be the ones on top of my head. I think Keith Lee could be massive. If they let Keith Lee do what Keith Lee can do, he'll smash it. He will absolutely smash it. When did you start going grey? Get this, 16 years old. So now I sometimes get comments going, Millie, you're well old, you've gone grey. 16, bro. 16. 16, I was grey around the side of my hair. My beard went grey at 22. so looks can be deceiving. That's all I'll say. Noah Lehman in the super chat says, have you ever been to a Slipknot concert? I have. I saw them at a festival. I can't remember which one, but it was Slipknot, System of a Down, and Metallica. One of the best gigs I've ever been to in my life. Like, just flipping brilliant. It got ruined a little bit, actually, because people were going so crazy during System. Somebody was being crushed in the barrier, but they saw that, they sorted it out. But yeah, I've still got great memories of that. It started raining, and even that was cool. It was just awesome. Chris Betts in the super chat says, send him my love. I knew D well back at college. Founder, it just switched to him. Founder of a good little British indie fed, and one guy I have massive respect and admiration for. I absolutely will. He is a good dude. He gets wrestling. He knows it. He's written some great books. He knows how to book a show. Yeah, thumbs up all around for that guy. That's awesome. I like, the small wrestling community coming round again. That makes me pleased. We'll answer a couple more, and then we'll round it up because it's so hot. I need to go and cool down. Splitty Booms in the super chat says, I appreciate your content and attitude, positive, friendly, and genuine crowd reaction. Does it take you out of stuff on TV, even though you were digging it yourself? Affects me, and I wish it didn't. Also, crowd reactions. Does it? Yeah, it does. No, of course it does. People forget. Just look at Hogan versus The Rock, right? Hogan versus The Rock with no sound is crap. Hogan versus The Rock with the crowd is the best thing you've ever seen. Crowd reactions are a huge part of not only watching wrestling, but being a part of wrestling. If you have a crap one, it doesn't just ruin it for the people in the ring. It ruins it from everybody else. You want that big reaction. You want that big pop. You need it. That's one of the things that makes wrestling so cool. And the way the fans sometimes take over shows, while we may not necessarily like it, it still goes to show how much power that audience has. An audience can make a good show great, and an audience can make a bad show really, really crap. So no, not at all. Sometimes it does take me out of it. I don't necessarily like all the chants that we hear. You just kind of get used to it as a fan. But no, even as a wrestler, I sometimes laugh saying that, but it is true. Even as a wrestler, if you work in front of a bad crowd, you're like, that wasn't as fun as I hoped it to be. But then sometimes you win them over and you're like, oh, now it's twice as good. So it works both ways. And ultimately, if they're not reacting, it's on me. That's my job, right? And if I haven't connected with them, then I need to find a way to do it. But no, I think so. And thank you for your kind words as well, man. That really meant a lot. Jinjin45 in the super chat says, I love you, Simon. Wow, we didn't even have a date. I appreciate it. I watch your videos every day. You inspire and motivate me to stay in shape and be positive about my life. Thanks for all you've done for me and helping me become a better person. Jinjin, you make me cry over here. That's one of the nicest messages I've ever got. Just thank you. Because you saying that to me motivates me. It makes me more positive. It makes me want to inspire more people because that's a great feeling. That's a great relationship to have. So thank you very much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching. As I say to everyone, if you don't watch, I don't do these things because you've got to have that back and forth. That's really kind. And you made yourself the better person. If I was able to push you in that direction, awesome. But it's all on you. You do the work. So massive respect to you. Orange Grape Juice says, Orange Cassidy is my favorite wrestler in the world. Favorite wrestler in the world. And some people still crap over him. I think Orange Cassidy is great. I think wrestling needs more unique ideas that could only be apparent within the industry. And he has grabbed hold of that with 2 horns, and now he's going to AEW. Respect to that man. Gordon Bell. AJ Hazard needs a title show. Can this happen? I'm going to regret this. Who is AJ Hazard? I will know. You'll tell me, and I'll go, oh, right, that you mean that guy. But I'm going to agree with you. AJ Hazard. Wait, I know this guy. Oh, no, I know AJ Hazard. Sorry, I've just looked him up, and I recognize him. I know AJ Hazard. I just haven't thought about him from a long... Yes. Can it happen? Yes. I don't know. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that control. Any big wrestling events you're attending in the near future? Well, we meant to go to Royal Quest, but I think that's fallen through now, so that's a shame. But no, nothing in the near future. I want to do wrestling now. Where's your Joker trailer reaction? We're going to do it tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's Pacitti. Everyone's saying Pacitti now. I know AJ Hazard is Pacitti. I was thinking of... This sounds horrible. I don't mean this, but I was thinking of real wrestlers. I don't mean that the way it sounds. I don't mean that the way it sounds. But you know what I mean. Sorry, my joke. We're going to do the Joker trailer reaction tomorrow. I thought it was going to be too late, but a handful of you have asked for it. I'll do it for you guys because you guys are what's important anyway. Orange Cassidy is as unique as an old bald guy slapping his head. I'm not old. I'm early 30s. It's not old. Be nice. Ryan Stanford, the super chat. Hi, Simon from Canada. You are an inspiration. All the best and nothing but positive vibes. Ryan, everyone tonight's been lovely. You made this very worthwhile. Who do you think will be the first AEW champion? As far as I'm concerned, there's only one choice. You've got to give it to Chris Jericho. If you give it to Chris Jericho, you may get a Lapsed fan going, what? Chris Jericho's a champion in a different promotion? They may tune in. He's a big name, probably the biggest name they have. I love Hangman Page. I think he's got a really bright future, but he's not the name that Chris Jericho is because of longevity and because of experience and because Jericho has done so much. So in the future, absolutely. But on Monday, I think Chris Jericho has got to be the AEW champion. I think he's got to ram it down people's throats. And I think that will get more people through the door. I really, really, really do. Chris Betts says in the super chat, will Martin Kirby make it in Japan? Man, Martin Kirby will make it anywhere. Shout out to Martin Kirby. He knows why. Thank you so much for all your help and for bestowing your experience upon me. You're a very, very good guy. And on that note, it's just gone 11:30. I am going to go to bed. This was awesome. Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. Thank you for everyone for the questions, everyone who supported me in the super chat. If there are some patrons in there as well, thank you for being a patron. If you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, thank you very much. It all comes together. It all allows me to do this, so I'm massively humbled by it, and I really, really, really do appreciate it. I will smash out the Star Wars and the Joker reaction trailers tomorrow. I know a bunch of comments will be, you're late, Miller, but you'll know when you watch it, I did it for you. Without you, none of this exists. If it's in the morning, have a great day. If it's in the afternoon, have a great evening. And if it's at night like me, have a great sleep. I will chat to you tomorrow when we're back on. We'll get the South Korea vlog up either tomorrow or the weekend once I can sort out these stupid videos that have stopped working. But I will find a way out. And again, you've really made my night with those lovely comments. I can now go to bed with a smile on my face. You take care.